What's up, everybody?
Hey, what's going on?
We are back. We're back recording again.
I know. Don't break.
Yeah.
But when we left off, I think we left off with asking people thoughts. What you would think our kids or the future generation would want to hear from us.
Right.
And one of the requests we got, or that I remember reading, was girls saying some of the struggles, a hardship, that we had to overcome.
And what did you do? How did you overcome them?
In the beginning, from even talking to Karisa before we even met each other, one of the things that we both struggled with is trying to really fit into our environment. A lot of times, we did things different. We didn't do things that was ordinary. I mean, before I even met Karisa, which is what made her stand out to me and what made me stand out to her, we were individually different already. We didn't really go with the norm of what everyone expected an average person to do or average teen to do. Most do getting into trouble. That was the usual average thing, but I wanted something different, so I didn't do the average thing. I did something different. And my stronghold and the thing that really kept me focused was my relationship with God.
Yeah, and more than anything, trusting God. I mean, I remember just wondering, is it because when I was growing up, I always heard of, oh yeah, we used to do that, we used to do this. Well, is it anybody that didn't used to do that? And so when you're growing up in an environment and you're trying to live right, it gets kind of,
it gets frustrating.
It gets very frustrating because it's just like, it's okay. Yeah, I can tell a whole story and I can talk a lot, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, it's like
it's
like to be cool, you got to do that, and it was like, man, I didn't have to do it. I mean,
right?
I ain't saying I was just
perfect.
No, I'm not saying perfect. But I'm just saying I ain't saying I was like the coolest dude.
Yeah.
I was cool with a lot of folks, but I was cool, but I didn't do what everybody else did.
Same here, exactly. I was cool, but I didn't do what everybody else did. And
so for the generation after, to my kids, don't feel like you don't believe that you have to conform or be as everyone else. God has created us uniquely, and to try to blend in and be like everyone else, you're not operating into your gifts. You're not operating into who God created you to be, because a lot of times people get caught up into conforming and to being what their surrounding is, that they miss out on mastering what God have called them to be. So later on in life, they identify and then they start working on it. But if you can actually identify when you're younger and start working on it then, and by the time you hit your 20s, 21, 22, 23, you starting to master what God have gifted you to do and to be as a person, as an individual. And it was like Chris said, you don't have to worry about, I remember when I used to do this. And nothing against those people.
Right, nothing against it.
There's nothing against it. Everyone has their struggles.
Your choices and struggles, right.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that you don't have to.
Exactly.
It's like say it's a choice. You don't have to. You have the right to choose. So you can choose to go down that route. You can choose to be different. And trust God.
You said it. He said it very powerful. You can choose to go down that route and be like everybody else. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just being very blunt. Or you can choose to stand out for greater, which is actually a program that I recently started, Stand Out for Greater, which it's an outreach program for specifically middle school students, which speaks to them about just being different and being okay with being different, being confident in being who you are. I just believe that you can make different choices for every action there is a reaction. So every choice is a consequence. It can be a good consequence, it can be a bad consequence, but just know it's some type of effect that's going to take place. So just be cautious of your choices. Every choice matters, and it leads into your now. When you're 20, when you're 30, every choice you make before then is going to lead into your now at that point.
And that right there, that's the catch. That really is. Once you really understand that is when you get it. And I thank God for it, because he brought that to my attention a long time ago. I'm trying to keep a short story, but my mom used to always tell me a story of when her and my dad were married, of how they had all this money. They used to travel and they used to party every weekend. And I used to be so amazed at her story. I'm like, man, wow, that's like I would like live through it, because I'm like, man, y'all went here, y'all went there. But then I came back to reality and I was like, but where is it now? Like, where's all the money that you all had? Where's anything? Where's standing in this dump. I mean, we stayed in one like some of the worst neighborhoods in Atlanta. And I mean, my dad, he wasn't in with us, but he's still a good dad. You know, he did his best. But it was just, I was just like, well, where is all that to show? And I would talk to my dad. I'm like, man, so like, where's all the show? And they blew it back then. They blew it on everything, and it made me realize that some of the choices you make when you enjoying and having fun and doing the crazy stuff, you have to pay for it in the future, and that's with the next generation, because we didn't get the benefit of all the money they made. We didn't get the benefit because they decided not to save it, not to really put in the side. They decided to spend as they was getting at that time, and at that moment they lived in that moment. And it made me realize that a lot of times you cannot live in that moment, but you need to prepare and make decisions for the future. And I realized that at a young age, and I thank God for it, because through my mom's stories, it made me realize that. And that's when I decided, hey, I don't want this. I don't want my kids to have to go through this. So God, what is it that I have to do to have something different?
And I thank God too for people around me who also stood out for greater. Stand out for greater, that phrase is just catchy to me, because you're standing out for greater, and it's greater than just you. It's bigger than just you. A lot of times it's so many people watching you. You don't even realize who's paying attention to you. A lot of times you won't even hear about it until you're dead and gone, to be very honest with you. And you might not even hear about it then. So just know that people are watching you. Yeah, you won't, because you won't even be here. But just know that people are watching you, and you're and so just be your best self. That's something that I would say. And it gets hard sometimes not really living for Christ, but what's the word? It gets hard because some people may think, oh, you think you're better than us. You're always judging us. You're sadiddy. And sometimes it's nothing. It's nothing like that. It's just.
You're far from my mind.
You're far from my mind. Not even judging
you.
Right. Exactly.
You're not even on my mind.
Exactly. Your goal is my goal has always been to please God. And sometimes, that's the struggle, because I notice growing up with pleasing God, sometimes I'm not always pleasing people. So I notice that being a conflict. You know what I'm saying? So in pleasing God, you just got to know that at the end of the day, be confident knowing that this is what God told me to do. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to stand out for greater, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it now, you'll like it later. Just keep watching. But that's it, guys. We're not going to keep it long. Be the best you that you can be. But at the end of the day, imitate Christ. Imitate those who just imitate Christ. That's the best imitation, or whatever you want to say. That's just the best person that you can imitate is Jesus Christ. And just make sure you imitate him. Imitate his boldness. Imitate his, Jesus was straightforward. He was bold. He was, and that's a study that I do even now. I like to really, 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 I like to look at everybody in the Bible, but I really, really like to focus on Jesus and imitate him. Imitate that faith lifestyle. And because Jesus was straightforward, he was straight to the point. He said what he had to say. He did what he had to do, and then he told you goodbye. What he fed the people, and he told them now leave. So just imitate Christ and just be your best self, because life is so short, and a lot of times when you're trying to please people, they're not even getting pleased. Majority of the time they're not. But when you please God, you're doing the best for everybody around you by pleasing God, because they're gonna get something out of it, whether they realize it or not. Just know that. And that's it, guys. We're done, because we can talk all day. And we're not going to do that. We have so much to say, but I just can't because...
I think it's really because we took so long on recording. That's what it is.
Maybe that's it. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyways, I love you, babe. Remember to enjoy your life. And also, I hope you guys enjoyed. We had an amazing Easter. I hope you guys did.
All right. And Karisa slogan.
Enjoy your life. Peace out, baby.
You only get one.
One on earth. Make it count.